Hey guys, Czar here. Hope all is well. Trust you're having a good day. It is Monday. The market is open here on New York. Let's take a look. This is the first 1 minute candle. It's a little bit late getting in here this morning. Having a few things that I had to get done, but we're open. I'm not going to rush. Today is Monday. I like to call it Manic Monday, Meandering Monday, Messy Monday. All kinds of different words for Monday, but this is the NASDAQ and S&P left and right 1 minute chart. We're sitting at VWAP here and at the EMAs, 9 and 21 EMA with 2 standard deviations here on VWAP, as you can see. Let's take a look at the daily frame, shall we? We are at key resistance on the NASDAQ. We are at key resistance near all-time highs here on the S&P, right? So these are the two sisters. Again, we sold down 17%, rallied back up, sold back down, rallied back up to this prior pivot. We're sitting here. This is a up day, right? The high is above Friday's high, and the low is above Friday's low on both the NASDAQ and the S&P, marginally on the S&P. See it there? And we have bullish bodies so far. So up days, bullish bodies going into New York open. And of course, as I mentioned, we are in fact open. We're into the second minute now, and we are basically inside the open range here on both. This is the power grid, guys. There's that daily chart again up in the top left. You can see that marginal up day and bullish body. And this is the 30-minute chart, bottom left, and a 1 minute chart on the right-hand side with the open range. I'm going to drop down to the 30-second chart here for a moment just so we can look at some more surgical detail right there. I'll leave it on the 30-second for now, but we are at a little bit of a resistance zone here from the UK session, which continues, by the way, till about 11:30. A little resistance there, and we rejected there. But the real key areas here, guys, I'll be watching. There's an Asian zone there as well, of course, too. But that coincides with approximately this zone from Thursday of last week. In the New York session. So that's a more important zone to me. This is a minor zone. This is an important zone down here where prices rejected here this morning. So we're kind of looking at this range here for me inside of this actually bigger piece that you see right here. Driving down now. I'm not going to jump on anything here. I'm just going to watch this. And both the S&P and the NASDAQ have dropped down below the open range here now. I'm just going to watch this, let it set up a little bit, give us some more structure to work with, and maybe potentially taking a trade here this morning. Who knows? Nothing to do here, guys. We are sitting at VWAP or above VWAP now. No man's land on the S&P, and something similar here below VWAP, of course, on the NASDAQ, but really not doing anything of consequence here. There's that daily doji candle. So with that daily update, guys, on both of these, S&P and the NASDAQ and the bullish body, that's kind of a bullish stance coming in here. The fact that we're at key resistance is a bit of a neutral to kind of a putting the brakes on any kind of a move like that. And then we have prices below the open range here on both. So we've got very mixed messages here. This is a sit and do nothing kind of a signal for me. All right, guys, we're back. The news has come out. We're 15 seconds into the news. Not much, a little bit of a flurry here. Now we're rallying higher for the moment. Bring you back to the trading grid. So we're just in this range, just kind of a noisy or messy range here. More or less indecisive here on the daily. Not much to do, not much to work with here, guys. Just kind of a mixed message kind of morning. All right, guys, we're back, pushing back into the open range on the S&P and looking like we want to go for session highs here. Here we go. Buy stop order, guys, above the high right there. I'm about to get triggered in. Stop will be below the low of the day. And I'm in, guys. I am in. I am long the NASDAQ. Looking for 1 hour here. Daily bullish, broke above Friday's high, bullish body, tested below, and now driving up. This is a minor zone here, guys. I'm actually tempted to just take this right out, right there, just to avoid confusing you. We got some cleanish traffic from the Asian session here. Bullish trend on the daily, 9 above the 21. And we had a nice pullback here, orderly pullback in the crossover between Asia and Europe. And now looking to go even higher here potentially. Let's see how we do. All right, guys, we're back, and as you can see, this has been a real grindy morning. It's 10:55 almost, 5 minutes to 11. Been sitting in this thing and just kind of grinding around, pulling back, going back up, pulling back, and now we've just hit a new high about the 3/4 of the way to target point. And so now I'm going to move my stop to break even, just lock in a sure no lose on this manic and meandering Monday. And of course, if I do get stopped out of break even, very high chance of that, by the way, we are pulling back. It's very whippy. But if I do get stopped out of break even, I will let the trade play out so you can see in hindsight if that was a resourceful decision or not. I know that many of you like to see that. I'm happy to do it. And now we wait. Well, there it is, guys. Out break even. I'm going to let this trade play out. I'm going to see how this thing turns out eventually, whether it pulls all the way back to the original stop or goes to the original target before hitting the stop. So now, the waiting game. All right, guys, we're back. This trade is just grinding around. I'm going to call it a trade here. It is 12:27 p.m. We're in the twilight zone now. It's beyond the end of my optimal trading window and trading day. So I'm going to end it there. The trade ended here for me at break even. We did pull down. We pulled all the way back and hit the prior high and then all the way back again. And now just grinding around just below break even. I'm going to call this a break even trade, guys. And if you want, you can follow up and see what eventually happened. But that's it for me today. Thanks for being here. One of those manic, meandering, messy Mondays. And hopefully you're able to retain some account balance on a day like this. I know that a lot of traders, unfortunately, really do some harm to their accounts by trying to take trades in different directions and getting whipped out on days like this. And I often encourage traders, if their price action is not clean, just to sit on the sidelines or remain in the position and wait for your stop or target to be hit like we were doing here today. Thanks again for being here, guys. Appreciate your support, and we'll talk to you soon.